Hello, thanks for joining us. I'm Wejde Cox. I am a consultant, an organizational development consultant, and convener working with All Women Lead, this incredible team. I am joined by a special guest who will self-introduce themselves in a moment. And we are going to get us set up for the September 25th virtual event that's going to pool incredible women like our guest today to tell us about their story of leverage. The focus is leverage. So, Carolyn, thank you so much for joining us. And it's Conron, correct? Or do you
Yes, that's right.
accentuate
Carolyn
Conron? Okay, so I don't need to get fancy about these names. Carolyn Conron, welcome. Thank you for joining us. I have a few quick questions and a bit of a surprise lightning round at the end to learn a little bit more about you. This is a teaser. I can't wait to hear your story because I've, of course, did a little bit of research about who you are and I'm fascinated already. So today and on the 25th of September, you will have a platform with countless women leaders and aspiring leaders at your attention. What do you want them to know about you and who you are? Please introduce yourself.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. As you said, my name's Carolyn Conron. Pretty so not as complicated as your name to pronounce, I think. And yes, I'm a criminal lawyer in London, Ontario, and I've owned and operated Conron Law since April of 2013. And over the years, I've built my reputation as one of the top criminal lawyers in London, including holding leadership positions in the local and provincial criminal lawyers associations and the Middlesex Law Association. And in 2020, I was named by London Inc. magazine as one of London's top 20 under 40. So I volunteer by time and talents with several charitable organizations, and I'm currently involved with London Lawyers Feed the Hungry. And I perform as a vocalist. I'm a rapper in a band, and we perform annually at Courthouse Rocks, raising money to feed the hungry. And also I'm a board member for the Downtown London Business Association. And this November, I'm hoping to step into the ring to in a charity boxing match for the fight to end homelessness. So I'm thrilled to be speaking to the All Women Lead community and sharing my story with you and how my experiences, the good, the bad, and the ugly, have shaped my success in the courtroom and in business and in life, balancing my personal life with those professional commitments. I have a son who's now 12 and a 7-year-old daughter.
Wow. Thanks for sharing that. I can't wait to see you in the ring. I tried. I went for that. We're in the same London and I didn't make the cut. Not sure why, but I'm going to watch intensely this year to see what it involves. So good luck. Thanks for sharing all of this. So we all have lessons that we learn throughout our journeys, and there's, I wouldn't say the most compelling, but can you share at least one compelling lesson that you learned along your journey?
I mean, I think the lesson is you're going to make mistakes. Everyone's kind of going to make mistakes, and I can think about a lot of trial and error I've done. I have been in a number of trials, and sometimes I've had to figure things out as I go along. Issues come up that I haven't been ready to deal with, and I've, in hindsight, looked back on things and say, oh, I wish I had done things that way, or I missed this one little point. And I think just that's been a lesson to me to prepare more, but also to be graceful with myself in those times where the standard is not perfection. So I think for me, an important lesson is to work hard, stay humble, and act with integrity. And so if you're doing your best, acting in accordance with your values, then that's been the biggest lesson that I've learned.
That's such an important lesson. And I think what resonates with me is that giving yourself grace and saying, like, perfection is not the standard. Listen, I know this law thing is working out great for you. You could probably go into the t-shirt making business just fine, trademark that, phrase. The standard, because it's truly it's the standard is not perfection. And I really appreciate that you in your field can also say that and declare that confidently for other women to also hear. So thank you for sharing that. You know, these one thing questions can be a little annoying, but I'm so curious about this. The one thing that you want folks to take away from your story once we, particularly the all women lead community, once we air the September 25th event, all focused on leverage. What is the one thing that you want this community to take away?
So when I think about the idea of leverage, I think about a seesaw, right? And you've got the bottom of the seesaw and the top, and then there's the fulcrum point. And so you just put a little bit of load on, just enough. It doesn't have to be equal, but you get to lift this heavy weight. And so this idea is the heavy weight is your goals. And what you put on the other end is how you leverage your goals to soar them to the top of the playground. So you can see out over everything and you get that higher perspective. So I want to encourage the all women lead community to think about how to leverage their skills, leverage their time, leverage their connections, their effort, and their personality to soar higher, to get to the top of the seesaw, look out over the playground, and ultimately leverage everyone's light into their legacy.
Oh, that's so beautiful and so important and timely right now. You know, it's interesting because you didn't say get to the top to be at the top. It was about the view for you, right? So you're encouraging folks to get to those higher heights, to have a different perspective and to really absorb all the goodness, all of the whatever it is that you need around you. That is beautiful. I appreciate you sharing that. I can't wait to sit tight with my notepad. Even though I'm convening these, you're going to have to remind me to like stay focused. Okay. Like nudge me. I don't know what you need to do, but I'll try to stay focused as I take notes. I know that I'll have a lot to take away from that session, and so will the audience. All right. So
yeah,
it's time for lightning round. Don't give it too
Ready.
much thought. I know you're about preparation. The field of law is all about you got to know the moves, your moves, the other person's moves. You got to understand it all and come well prepared. But this is not about that. We want to just have fun. So the idea here is to tell me what is a this or that style lightning round, and only 6 questions. Tell me what you gravitate towards most without having to overthink it. Okay.
Okay.
Ready? I'll start.
Ready.
I'll start easy. Pen and paper or tablet and stylus?
Pen and paper for sure. I'm a doodler, so I do like the digital sort of option, but if it's a tablet and stylus, nah, it's got to be pen and paper for me.
Nice, nice. I'm there with you. Super speed or super strength? Which power would you want?
I don't know. This one's a tough one. I mean, super speed, you can get from one place to the other really fast. Super strength, you can kind of like muscle your way around, but I think I have to go with super speed.
Thanks. Coffee or tea?
Coffee. That one's an easy one. Every morning. No.
Every morning.
No.
Yeah. How do you take your
And
coffee?
I like it with a little bit of silk. There's like this vanilla silk or hazelnut one. It's kind of like a sugar and cream mixed into one, but non-dairy, and so it's delicious.
Nice. Early bird or night owl?
Night owl. I would much rather stay up all night and sleep all day. That's not the way the world works, unfortunately.
Right? What gives? We should maybe have like opposite day. I'm with you. Sometimes I could probably do the same. Mountains or beaches?
Mountains for sure. Yeah.
Fiction.
I lived out in Vancouver.
Oh yeah. Tell me more. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. So every day, how long did you live there?
So I went to UBC for law school. So from 2006 to 2009, and then I articled for a year out there. So I was in there 2010, and then moved back to London just before my son was born in early 2011.
So you spent a significant amount
for me.
That's it. So whenever I was out west, I always asked myself, do folks who live here gasp every time they look out their windows, like I'm doing this week because I'm, there for a conference. So you're shaking your head like, yes, you were
Oh,
mesmerized by
yeah.
the mountains too. Amazing.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll even picture if the clouds are low, I'll pretend they're mountains here.
Beautiful. Yeah, you got to pretend a lot of that because there's not a whole lot of mountains around here. Fiction or
Yeah.
nonfiction?
I have to say nonfiction. I really like psychology sort of books or uh, books that are based on research.
Beautiful.
I don't
All right.
know. I find maybe it's like too hard to relax into a fiction book. I think I'd rather watch TV than read fiction.
I find reading fiction really challenging as well. So I'm there with you. Well, I don't know if that's what you had said. You didn't necessarily say it was challenging, but to adjust your brain to that is difficult when you're used to mainly like receiving data and information that you're interested in.
Yeah.
I
And
find
it's
it
also
equal.
just kind of the go, go, go kind of thing. I want to always be productive or doing something and so, or learning something. And so if it's like like to sit down with a fiction book and just relax, it's like, I want to be doing something else.
Fair enough. Well, you have been a delight to spend time with. I thank you very much. I think we're going to have a really powerful session on the 25th of September. I look forward to hearing your whole talk and engaging with you all. Thanks so much for joining.